What's up, everybody? Eric here with another EWE Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing Ghostbusters Afterlife. Before we get into that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, let me know what you want me to review next. But yes, it'll be a spoiler-free review for Ghostbusters Afterlife. Just for a quick thing, this is Ghostbusters Afterlife, not Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. The Frozen Empire is the latest one. I'm going to do Afterlife, then I'm going to do Frozen Empire, just so I wanted to talk about Afterlife since I wasn't doing reviews back then, so I hadn't watched the film, if I'm being honest, till like 2 weeks ago. So I was like, okay, just to get ready for Frozen Empire, I watched Afterlife. That way I'm all caught up, know what's going on. So yeah, this is Ghostbusters Afterlife. I will be doing a review for Frozen Empire next, so there won't be any spoilers for Afterlife here, but there will be some spoilers for Afterlife in that Frozen Empire review. So yeah, this is Afterlife. This is a supernatural comedy film with a PG-13 rating. This was released on November 19, 2021, so still during the pandemic, and had a budget of $75 million, and it made a box office score of $204.3 million. Now, I do think maybe a reason why that number is low is still pandemic. People were afraid to go to theaters. I want to say during that time frame, I only went to like one movie in theaters if I went to one. The director for this film is... Oh, wait, did I say 204.3 million? Yeah. The director for this film is Jason Reitman. And a little fun fact, his dad, Ivan Reitman, actually did the original Ghostbusters 1 and 2. He directed those. So, cool little fact right there. The cast includes Carrie Coon, Finn Wolfhard, McKenna Grace, Paul Rudd, Logan Kim, Celeste O'Connor, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson. So you heard right there, those are some of the old Ghostbusters at the end of the film. And it had a runtime of 124 minutes. So a little bit on the long side, but not too bad. And I watched this streaming on Prime, and this does have an after credits scene. Now, the basic plot of the film, and I would say that the trailers for this one did a good job of not giving too much away, but we'll talk about it in a little bit, that it actually hurt the movie in my opinion at the end too. So when a single mom and her two kids arrive in a small town, they begin to discover their connection to the original Ghostbusters and the secret legacy their grandfather left behind. Now, let's now move into my thoughts on the film, and again, spoiler free, and we'll start off with the good. So this movie was clearly made by people that love the original, and they were really like, okay, this is something that we care about. We want to make sure we give it love and attention. We respect the old, but also give new things that are like really good for this. I felt like it was a good blend overall, even though I do think it relies a little bit too much on nostalgia. And I thought the movie told like a really good story, like a story of like, okay, this is something that we've been wanting to tell for a long time. It's like, let's go with this. And there was a lot of cool ideas that you saw like in the trailer, like modifications to the Ecto-1, new little gadgets that they had. I won't go too much into detail here because like this is spoiler free, but there's actually some interesting story routes that they went here that I'll talk about in the Frozen Empire review that I think a lot of people are going to like what this had. I thought this was like a movie that made you feel like, oh yeah, how you felt when you saw Ghostbusters as a kid. This definitely got that feeling. It didn't feel like Ghostbusters 2016, the all-female one, where you're kind of like, I don't think they cared about Ghostbusters. They just wanted to make a film with those women, like what was the one? They wanted to make Bridesmaid, but with Ghostbusters skin on it. It was how I felt with that film. No, this actually felt like it was made by people that cared about Ghostbusters. The ghost CGI in the film, I'll give them credit. It actually, like, although it's new enhanced CGI from like the 2020s, it did give a style of that we would have seen back in the 1980s of like, oh, you still respected the style of the old Ghostbusters film, but you did something new with it. And I thought the new cast did a good job of working together. Aside from like putting like the old cast there, I thought the new cast did a good job of gelling together in a way that I was just like, oh, I'm interested to see what you guys do as a group going forward. So I was really into it, and I was like having a lot of fun. So let's move on now to the bad. This movie relies heavily on nostalgia, and I know that can be something that people are gonna be like, but I mean, I thought you liked it. It's like, yeah, but like it gets to a point where it's like, you can only do that so much before it's like, okay, you went a bit too much with nostalgia. And I don't think they crossed the line here, but I will talk a little bit more about that in the next review. Now, the story itself is not all that original once you actually watch it, but I can understand why it wasn't. There's something about it that, like, I will admit there's no way you could have gone too original with this movie because of what they were trying to tell. And the old cast placement in the film, I did think was a weird choice of when they show up. I was just like, okay, that seemed a little bit weird to me. Of like, there's an ex machina in there, and there's a lot of lore stuff in the film that's hard to wrap your brain around. Again, so I'm trying to do this spoiler free. It's just like there's stuff in there where you're like, wait, this doesn't make sense. Like, I know you're trying to, but like, you have to really put into disbelief to be like okay with some of that stuff. Now, something that's not good or bad, and I've been trying to do these a lot more often now, is I think the marketing for this film dropped the ball, because there is something, if they would have marketed it a certain way, I think me and a lot of other people would have gone. And it is a little bit with the nostalgia feel to it, but something about the plot that would have been, oh, they're doing that? Okay, I do want to see that. Let me go watch this film. And I didn't get that feeling here. I will admit that I thought that was part of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, then to find out that the trailer that I saw for Frozen Empire is actually stuff that was showing things from Afterlife instead. The beginning showed stuff from Afterlife that I'm like, oh, okay, if I would have known that stuff, I probably would have watched Afterlife as well. But yeah, guys, let me now move on to my score, and I'm actually going to give this a 7 out of 10 for good. Although it relies on nostalgia a lot for some stuff, I actually did think it was a solid movie, and the cast worked well together in my opinion. I do want to see if we get a third film out of this, because I've already seen the second one, but I can see what they're trying to do with it. Do I agree with everything? Not necessarily, but I did think this was a good attempt, and I thought, like, for after what happened with Ghostbusters 2016, I actually thought that this was like, okay, you moved in the right direction. You course corrected in a good way. You realize, no, that's not what people wanted. And I have no problem with that. It was all female. That wasn't my issue with the film. It's that film wasn't Ghostbusters. That was my biggest problem. It was something else. But yeah, the next review that I'm going to be doing, guys, is going to be Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, the sequel to this film. I just watched that recently. But yeah, guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know who you want me to review next. What did you think of Afterlife? Did you watch it in theaters? Did you watch it at home? How did you guys experience that film? I know it was a weird time for us in 2021 when we were still in the pandemic. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.